Good morning, family and friends. It's Friday, July 6th, and I have a vinyl update and some thoughts to share. I got a lot on my mind, and I'll see what I can remember to share. I'll start off by saying this. Tomorrow is my birthday, 57th, and I have kind of a special thing to share tomorrow in my video. A good friend of mine is an artist named Tim Guthrie, and he's a local art professor at Creighton University and does all kinds of stuff. He's also a record collector, and we had started this documentary about me a while back, and then just kind of lost steam. But it may still come to fruition. But the other thing that's happened is that as a result of him coming over and starting to film the documentary about my record collection, it inflamed his interest in records all over again. So he's just kind of gone ape shit, particularly buying collector's editions of things. And my friend Tim Guthrie bought one of the 10 Flaming Lips Blood records. He's bringing that over tomorrow, and we'll get to I'll get to show it to you all. I'll get to see it. We'll all see it together here on camera tomorrow. No, we're not gonna be playing it. There's no reason to. You know what I'm saying? It's a work of art, and yeah, Tim spent $2,500 for this one record, and I'm excited that he wants to share it with me and you all. So we're gonna have that coming up on my birthday tomorrow. Kind of a neat present. You know, because of the heat, I haven't been going out walking in the daytime. It's really, really, really hot, and I'm not going through it. So I went out last night for a walk, but I also took some records with me to trade, knowing that that's what I was going to do, is go to the record store. It's so nice to have a good relationship with your record store, because I went there in the evening, which I don't usually do, which means the main guys weren't there. And so the guys behind the counter just took my records and said, well, we'll let Joe or Brian take care of these tomorrow, you know. And fine, I was ready to just shop and buy records and just, you know, get some credit the next day. Well, it's really nice. They told me, well, just, you know, pay tomorrow. You'll get a better deal if you just take your records and we'll just make a list. And I didn't even have to pay a dime. I mean, I could walk out of the store with music and have to pay a dime. And that felt nice. I paid a day, but it's nice. So I'll show you what I bought, and then I want to share some thoughts about some recent videos. Horace Arnold, great drummer. Tales of the Exonerated Fleet, great album with Jan Hammer on it. This has been in the store for a while. I've been waiting to buy it because this is from a musician, Mike Rosinski, who I've actually played with, but he died at a young age. I forget how Mike died, but he died. I think Mike died like in his 30s. But Mike, bless his soul, but he had the biggest ego. And he put his name on all of his records. Just really yuck, you know? But he had great taste. Plus, he was a great sax player. I mean, he was a young jazz musician. Really, really good. But, man, his ego was off the charts. Maybe that's why he's not with us, okay? I don't know. But I went ahead and bought this. It's great. It's great. Teddy just sent some Horace Arnold to Jeff Recordman, 1958. While I was there, they had this one section that keeps getting smaller and smaller of records that they bought way back for brand new, like from some small labels like Dereck and stuff, back at the beginning of the 2000s that never sold. And so these records have been sitting in the store, sealed, just waiting. I took a chance on some a few years ago, and they were just really bad. But there was one last night that I said I missed this somehow, and I was right. This is good. It's a band called 9 Days Wonder. They're from Japan. This is kind of an angst rock thing. Kind of the Nirvana Sonic Youth axis of noisy angst. The Scenery is In Disguise There is the name of the album. It's on the Dereck label, the label that Block Party got big on. There's some other really good records on artists on Dereck too. But this, I listened to one side, and this is pretty good. I knew that this was not what I wanted, but I bought it anyway, and it's pretty decent. It's called Das Pferd Kisses. And look who's on it. Peter Brotzman is what got my interest. But seeing that Randy Brecker and Marilyn Mazer are on it, I knew that this would not be free. I knew that because of Randy Brecker, this is probably going to be something. There will be an element of commerciality, or I don't know what I'm trying to say, but I was right. It's not free. It's interesting, but it also has this element where they're trying to sell this music, it seems like, and they're putting in elements of pop, vocals, things that really would be, in my opinion, be best left out for the sake of the music. I strongly feel this. When art is compromised for the sake of commerce, it suffers. It's just never good. I mean, we need to make money, but when you tailor your product just to make money, I don't even want to hear it. Even if it's good, I don't even want to hear it. Took a chance on this last night, and this is thanks to the vinyl community, in particular the metalheads like Cool Ranch Dressing, that I'm paying more attention to records that look like they're metal, trying to figure out if they might be good. And this is something that I probably would have looked at anyway, but I looked at it harder last night. Frolic Froth, Ouroboros. Went ahead and bought this. And I like it. It's kind of a mix of psychedelic guitar along the lines of the old 70s thing, going into the Bevis Frond, with a mixture of really heavy kind of sludgy bass and drums. And this is pretty good. Now I can also tell you though, there was a time when I had heard this, I probably would not have listened to it. But I have a different attitude about it now, and I can appreciate it better. It's numbered, limited edition. Where's that number? 500, made in Italy. It has a poster with it. I'm very glad I bought this. Very glad. Really enjoyed it last night. So over on Facebook, it's strong and streaming, folks. If you want to join us, you just have to request to be added. People are being added, but last night my sister Stephanie was on there, and she commented to me. She said, "I can really tell you're having a lot of fun with this." And I commented back to her that what's fun about this is that it's real time, that I can share with people literally in photos as well as comments what I'm listening to. I still like making videos, but watching videos I'm spending less time at. I'm being honest. Don't stop making videos because of me, but I'm just telling you that the VC part on Facebook, where I can listen and interact at the same time, it's a godsend. So I bought a few more records. I got a Barry Adamson 12-inch single. He's with Anita Lane on this, doing These Boots Are Made for Walking. Roland Howard plays guitar on this as well, and I really like this. I like Barry Adamson, originally from the band Magazine. He has a very cinematic approach to his music. I really like this. Here's something that's been in the store that I've been waiting to take a chance on. And last night I went ahead, and I'm going to look it up because it's an interesting project, but I don't know how valid it is musically in the long run. It's Alexis Gideon, Video Musics 2, Sun Wukong. Now, this had been in the store for months. Caught my attention. I like the cover. I like the fact that it's, a limited edition. It's got a DVD in it. But when I would look at it, I saw no names that I recognized. I saw that it's part of a Regional Arts and Culture Council. It's limited edition to 330 copies. I have number 327. What I'm saying is I could tell that this could be dubious. You know, it looks interesting, but I could also tell that this could be some kind of project that maybe looks good on paper but isn't so good. I listened to part of the first side and part of and I watched part of the DVD. And so far, what I suspected is real, but I gotta look this up and see what it's about. There's rapping on here, and I'm not, as you can tell, folks, probably because of my age and my journey, hip hop just really doesn't mean very much to me. It really doesn't. And so rap, rapping, as a source of interest is not of interest to me in general. So the weak part of this right away, to me, is the rapping. The music seems like it has promise. We'll have to see. That's all that I bought last night, I think. But I'll keep going here and show you some of the records that I've been playing after I talk a little bit. So recently, a couple of VC members have made videos where they're sharing about their creative process plus some personal stuff. Now, I commend them personally because, and I do think there's probably some folks who don't like the idea. I can hear people saying, "What is this now? VC's becoming a confessional." This is what I have to say to that. The VC needs to expand and grow naturally. This as an outlet of real life, I think is wonderful. The fact that some people have found true support and friendship here, which is helping them on their personal journey, is to be commended. And I say encouraged. And anyone that would say anything against that, I'd say that's selfish of you. And it's a shame that you cannot recognize that we're at a point in life where anything that helps is to be commended. It's not the same old song and dance people. It's a time of transition for the entire planet and for mankind. And, I was talking to a friend who's in town from Athens, Georgia, and he was saying, it's always darkest before the dawn, and that's how it feels to me. There's a lot of darkness, but there's also a lot of positive. And so I want to commend people for being real and being honest. Brendan sharing his video. Ollie Rules. I'm going to get to your video sometime today. It's 47 minutes long, I love you, Ollie, but that's a lot of time. And if I make it through one sitting, we'll see. But, it's, I just want to say that if that's what people feel in doing videos, then you should do it. No one has to watch, and the bottom line is that only friends are really going to watch them eventually, which is who you want to watch them, right? Is your friends. So I commend it and I encourage it, and and I'll take some blame for it. I proudly. If you guys were encouraged to be more bold about being honest and talking about real issues because of me, yeah. I have consciously backed off from talking very much lately because of time, and also because I'm really aware. I don't know this for a fact, but I know it in my heart that I have driven people away from my channel because of my insistence on just being who I am. I know it makes some people uncomfortable. They don't want to hear. They just want to know about records. I have a lot of knowledge to share about records. I do. But I have a captive audience, and I'm going to say what I damn well please, and if it offends you, then that's just the way it is. We're different people. Brings up another thing I want to talk about. Let me try to get this out, though. So, generally speaking, I'm going to try to keep my videos shorter right now. This one's obviously not going to be short. But I just want to say again, if any of the folks who have stopped watching me in general happen to see this, I'm not going to apologize. I really care about you, but I have got to be true to myself, okay? Got to be true to myself, all right? Which brings up something that's I think is still really difficult for us to deal with, which is sharing our opinions. Like, for example, I'll go ahead and say your name. Daniel started a conversation last night on Facebook asking who's the better blues player, Jimi Hendrix or Stevie Ray Vaughan. Well, I refuse to answer because it's like, number one, and I'm going to say this in a way that might cut some people. If it cuts, just deal with it. I am at the point where I recognize that opinion is subjective and very personal. There is no such thing as an objective point of view when it comes to art and music. There's criteria that we can use to help judge whether something has any merit or artistic value. But the bottom line is that people like what they like and don't like what they like, which has a lot to do with opinion. And our opinions are our opinions. They don't have to change. And merely because I see something that someone else doesn't see doesn't mean that I have to spend all my time trying to make you see what I see. I see other people struggling with this, not realizing that there is no such thing as a definitive point of view about music. It's all very personal. You know what I'm saying? Some people, like, for example, my ears are very big and wide. I can listen to a lot of music and appreciate a lot. And so some people are perplexed how I can go all the way from really cool music like the whole school of Joy Division and post-punk into prog like Genesis. Some people can't get it. And matter of fact, I've been hearing some comments about that. The answer is that my experience with the music is very personal. It's not about what's cool. It's about what resonates with me. I'm done with what's being cool. I have been there. I have been a snob in the past. That's just, that's immature from my point of view. I'm at the point where what I like is what I like, period. I've also grown up enough, thankfully with the help of the VC, to watch some of the things I say about music that people love. It's pointless for me to blag off bands that I don't like, that people like. I'll bring up a couple artists that you've never heard me talk about because I can't stand them. And one of them is Tom Waits. This is the first time I've uttered his name, I think, in my videos. I've made almost 900 videos. I think this is the first time I've said his name because I don't have time for him. It's not because he's not good. I'll explain something else because this is all coming clear and clear to me all the time. Here are some real clear reasons why I don't listen to country music or the blues or a lot of what I consider just traditional music that everybody listens to. Well, the first thing is I'm not a drinker. I don't like alcohol. Blues and alcohol go together, okay? I mean, that sounds like a blunt statement, but there's a whole lot of truth in it. Even though you could argue with it, there's just a lot of truth in the statement that alcohol and the blues go together. I don't like alcohol. I don't like getting drunk at all. And boy, doesn't it fit that I don't like the blues. Why don't I generally like country music? Because the sound of country music reminds me of racism. Period. I don't even have to try to change that. And I don't have to apologize for that. But when I hear country music, it reminds me of racism. I grew up in the racist times of America. When I grew up as a little boy, I still had relatives who were still alive who remembered slavery. I admit to a certain amount of post-traumatic stress disorder as a result of that and many other things. I'm not paying money to try to fix that. I can live with it. And the results, one of the results being that a lot of music that people love, I don't ever want to hear. I just don't want to hear it. I love the people, but I don't love the music. It reminds me of bad times, okay? So someone would ask, so you can take me to task about everything. Well, what about the Germans? You listen to all that German music. What about the... Well, see, the thing is, the German krautrock is removed from the blues. It's removed from a lot of traditional stuff, and so it's a new open space. It's open territory. I get to stake my claim there. I recognized that a long time ago. That's why it's my music. I mean, all music is mine, but that's why space rock, krautrock, progressive rock, that music was like territory that I could stake. It wasn't already defined for me. In country music and in the blues and in a lot of R&B, my role is defined already, and I don't like that role. I'm getting better at just explaining myself. I think it's important. I think there's other people that need to hear this so you can become free too, okay? I want y'all to understand this real strong. It's not that I dislike that music, but it's what it reminds me of. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be reminded of the bad old days. You know, that's the whole big problem with Republicans and Democrats. The whole two-party system is that they're talking about returning to the American dream. For me, the American dream just takes us back to the bad old days of ignorance, racism, classism, all that shit, okay? So that's where I'm at with that stuff. That all got started talking about opinions and stuff, you know. So I'll return to that to be my last thing here, which is people really try to wrestle with the fact that we're individuals and we like what we like. And getting mad at someone because they don't like what you like is childish as fuck. Come on. Realize it now. Grow up. Grow up. I'm saying it with love. Examine these words. You may not like them right now, but they're true. Opinion is just opinion. It's not fact. And if I say something about music you like and I don't like it, I'm not talking about you as a person. I'm talking about the music. Try to get that, okay? One last thing about it. I got the biggest kick out of Addie just going on about Saucer Full of Secrets, how shit he thinks it is. I think that's, I mean, I'm at the point where it's wonderful. I mean, if you watch Addie's videos, if you understand people at all, I mean, I can watch everyone's videos and tell you a lot about you. I mean, I really can, even though I haven't met you. It's obvious that Eddie is the kind of person that's not going to be getting into Saucer Full of Secrets. So leave him alone, people. That's not his style. Funny to me. I love the BC, and I really feel like you all are my friends. I really do. Especially now, the way that we can talk in real time on Facebook about the music. I'm going to shout out. I mean, you know, I got favorites. You know, one of my favorite people here in the vinyl community right now is River. River, if you see this, you know, you're funny, but you're intelligent, and you're one of those people I can tell that you can have a lot of time being a big jabroni, but if the shit hit the fan, I know you'd be somebody that I could count on to do things, to help, which I think is important. Having a good time is one thing, but if you're just a good time idiot and that's all you can do, yeah, I really don't want to know you. So once again, July 7th, Saturday, my 57th birthday, my friend Tim Guthrie's coming over, and we're going to get to see the Flaming Lips Blood Vinyl.